Hello, everybody. Welcome to Hua Hin, Thailand. I'm Neolifer. I'm making a video today, of course, about Neo again, but this is my first time making a video on the beach for this channel. Yeah, I'm no stranger to making videos on the beach because I used to live in Gold Coast for 15 years and made tons of videos there on the beach, but most of the time the results are catastrophic. Tell you guys a funny story about YouTubing before we continue with the content. A lot of people who consume YouTube think that it takes 5 minutes for you to watch a video, then it must be taking exactly 5 minutes for the content creator to make that video, right? No, totally wrong. Let me promise you, the easier a video looks like, the shorter the video it is, usually the harder it is to produce it. For example, those 30 seconds viral videos or even the 5 or 10 seconds viral videos, they are incredibly difficult to make. They're very, very, very difficult to make because one frame is every frame is counted. Every single frame is counted. So here I'm in Hua Hin on the beach. I'm making a YouTube video for you guys. For this 10 minutes video to happen, what must happen? First of all, I have to get my ass to Hua Hin, right? True or not true? I was in China. I had to get to Hua Hin. To get to Hua Hin is not as easy as it looks. For example, to get to Hua Hin, I had to take a flight, but the flight got canceled. I had to stay overnight, one extra night in China, almost overextending my visa. I had to beg the visa authority to allow me to stay one extra day. And then on top of that, I had to arrange for a hotel in the middle of the night because I was stranded at the airport in Wuhan. And then the next morning, the flight got redirected, and I ended up flying to a different city than I needed to go. I wanted to fly directly to Bangkok. Instead, I had to do an indirect flight, and that flight took more than a day altogether. And after arriving in Bangkok, I'm not in Hua Hin yet. I still have to take a bus for 3 hours. And after 3 hours of bus ride, I arrived in the middle of the night in Hua Hin with no accommodation because my original hotel booking was expired due to the cancellation. And then I had to find my old good friend here in Hua Hin to help me find a new accommodation. And only then I was able to rent a nice apartment nearby for the next 30 days. Only then I'm able to walk for 2 minutes to the beach to show you this beautiful beach. So when you watch me making a 10 minutes video on the beach, in reality, about 3 months planning has gone into it because without any planning, none of these things can happen. That's just reality. I'm not saying this to say my life sucks. No, my life doesn't suck, okay? As an international passport bro, basically, this is what you do. You have to adapt. You don't have a home. That's the downside of being a passport bro, is you got a passport, that's all you have. And you are a bro, you're always alone. That's the next biggest problem, okay? It's not possible to have a relationship as long as you don't settle down. So that's the reason I don't have any relationships right now, but I'm working on it. I'm working on it. I promise you guys I'm working on it. Okay, now back to the actual video about Neo. I wonder if I just shoot this way or shoot myself. I think the beach has already been showed enough. It's getting boring. All right, I'm doing my arm exercise today. Yeah, just show you guys how it looks like. That's the bag given to me as a gift in Prachap, Kirikan, from Wing Cafe, giving him a shout out. Nice bag. So, Neo has done his reporting, the share has rebounded, and new rumors are swirling. Did you guys know that BYD now started suing more than 67 video bloggers in China for a combined of 70 million US dollar damages or something like that? And they're threatening different Weibo users in China with jail terms. Yeah, that's when you mess with the biggest car manufacturer in China. And luckily, I'm not in China. And I disclaim myself by saying everything I told you guys about BYD is I watched on YouTube. Therefore, it's not original content. I'm just repeating what I heard. Therefore, I'm not the originator of any rumors. Therefore, I'm personally not liable for anything whatsoever. Therefore, I have not been shut down. That's how you play the game. And another way people play the game in social media in China is they will say, someone you should know has a car problem, a car manufacturing quality problem. And this company is very big, this company is very blah blah. It's the same way that the Great Wall Motors chairman says the Evergrande of for car industry already exists and it will blow up. And then short of saying it is BYD, because then you cannot say, hey, he meant BYD, but everybody knows it's BYD. And then things like that happens. But what I suggest you guys to do is do two things. Google GMT report on BYD. GMT, like the watch timer, GMT. GMT report on BYD. Then Google few famous YouTuber in China, finance YouTuber in China, who has done extensive analysis of the GMT report. Sorry, just had lunch. And see how they say about the GMT report. I'll give you a summary. Again, this is not my original content. I'm repeating what I heard on Chinese social media about BYD's financials. Very simple. BYD's refutal of those so-called rumors are not valid. What they're doing is they are misguiding the people who don't know anything about finance and accounting to get people have false metrics to measure against each other. In summary, BYD is in as much danger as before. The biggest danger in BYD's business model is vendor financing, because BYD settled their own vendors with more than 270 days of debt. But those debts are not counted as debt, instead is counted as payables in the future. And because of that, it is very important for you guys to know that BYD is still in danger. I personally would not buy BYD shares. If I have BYD shares, I will sell them. This is not a financial advice. Do your own due diligence. My YouTube channel is pure entertainment. I'm just a clown. Don't sue me, BYD. I don't have money for you to sue anyway, because all my money is not in my personal name. Finish. Okay, that was my disclaimer. Now back to NIO. NIO is doing amazing. They're doing everything right to avoid being sucked into the price competition, because you cannot win on the price competition. They can only be losers when you go into price wars. That's the reason you can't get an Apple discount. It's very, very hard to get Apple iPhone discounts from Apple directly. It's the same reason. Apple understands discounting the price of the iPhone does not increase the shares sales. Instead, it will damage your own brand. So the best way for NIO going forward is continue to do what it does, build its ecosystem, make the customers loyal as possible. Just keep selling those cars, because every single car that's sold is an ecosystem member. Just remember, the car sold in the NIO ecosystem is not a car, it's a membership. It's a membership into the NIO ecosystem. Why? Because even the first car sold, the very first ES8, I think it was an ES8, those cars still can be on the road, then thanks to its swapping technology. It still can be swapped with the 150 kilowatt battery. It can basically, when it started out, it has only 300 kilometer range. Now it can go get 750 kilometer range, real world, not the fake world. So from the perspective of the BYD, I talk too much about BYD. I should slap myself. Okay, from the perspective of someone who is buying into the NIO ecosystem, he can actually decide, do I buy a brand new NIO, or halfway used NIO, or very old NIO? It doesn't matter which one he decides. He will get access to the exactly same ecosystem. This is extremely similar to the Apple's iPhone ecosystem. That's the reason in the resale market, Apple is always the king. For exactly the same reason. Because when you buy an iPhone, even you buy an old iPhone 11 or something like that, you still get access to the latest ecosystem. That is the key. That's the reason why iPhones are selling so well and people are willing to pay the premium, because they keep the premium. So if you look at the average selling price for used cars in the market, NIO car sales always at a premium compared to the rest of the brands. For good reason, for that. Because every single NIO car sold is a ticket into the ecosystem of NIO's eco world, system, NIO world. Let's call it NIO world. That's the NIO world. You want to get into the NIO world, you have to buy a NIO car. Right now, you have to buy a NIO car. So, what does it mean for us shareholders? It means two things, okay? Number one, you should be happy that you are not the biggest shareholder. You should be happy that number one shareholder is no other than Abu Dhabi government fund. And you should be happy that they have a lot more money than me and you and everybody else combined, because they are converting natural gas and oil into renewable energy investments. So instead of buying real estate or build high skyscrapers in the middle of nowhere, they're buying into the infrastructure of the future. They identify who is going to be the winner of the future, and they put the billions and billions and billions of dollars into those ecosystems, so they will have the new version of the oil, the never-ending oil field. The renewable oil field of the future is something like NEO ecosystem. Okay? Think about it this way. If you are the Abu Dhabi fund, the government fund, you want to invest billions into a company, don't you do a little bit due diligence? Don't you do a little bit future projection? Don't you do some planning? Don't you talk extensively with the management? Don't you know what's going on a bit better than I can tell you, right? So, in summary, that's the first point. But the second point, more important for us shareholder, is to know that the management of NEO currently is a proven management that's already guided the company through far more difficult times than it is today. Believe it or not, NEO was on the near-death situation also quite a few times, similar to Tesla. But NEO's customer base are so loyal, they even gang up together to buy swap stations. They gang up together to buy multiple cars. I know one guy in Wuhan, I met him when I went to a swap station opening ceremony. You're going to find the guy very easy. He wears a black t-shirt. He looks super fit. He's an amazing personality. Couldn't have found a better person to represent the super fan type of NEO. And I will let you decide to see who it is. I will publish that video soon. It's an old video from a month ago. I participated in the opening of a NEO swap station. You're going to see how they build the brand, how they make the customer loyal. It's a very, very interesting experience. But I want to tell you that someone like that was able to introduce 60 plus people into the NEO ecosystem just because he is so happy with the car itself. And he himself is the multiple owner of multiple brands. I think he has all three cars, NEO, Angwo, and Firefly. And I believe he's also one of the first delivery taker of Firefly in Wuhan. If he watched my video, yeah, hi. But he doesn't speak English, so most likely he's not watching my video. Besides, YouTube is illegal, it's jailable term. If someone watch me on YouTube in China, it's basically straight away jail. Can you imagine how bad that is? What you're doing from the comfort of your living room is a jailable term in China. Do you still want to go to China? Just curious. I just saw something interesting. I'll show you guys. I don't know what it is. Either is this animal debris or what is this? Oh, it's the head of an ananas. Stupid me. I thought it's some amazing sea creature. Sorry about the detour. So I'm just walking along this stretch. On this side is the golf course. There's no one else here because now it's low season, okay? Low season on the beach in Hua Hin. I got all the beach to myself, just talking into a camera with a couple of thousand people around the world. I'm taking you basically on a cheap vacation. It costs you nothing but 15 minutes of your time. I really hope you enjoyed this video. And please understand that NEO is on the verge of breaking out. We are really at the verge of breaking out because the worst already all happened. The thing about share market is this: shares doesn't look backwards; they only look forwards. Whatever you think you know about the market has already been priced in, so you don't worry about it. You worry about what will happen in the future. So think about what happens if BYD goes down. If BYD goes down, basically a big whale will die and everybody will come in like great white sharks. They're going to eat up the carcass and redistribute the energy, which means the market share that's left behind to be grabbed will be grabbed by everybody else. But I doubt BYD demise will have any other benefits other than price stabilization. I believe that's the next step, okay? The next thing here, I make a prediction here. I believe we're at the bottom of the price war in Chinese EV market. Mark this video as my public announcement for end of the price war in China for cars. I believe this was it. This was it. I believe BYD will no longer, number one, no longer be able to afford. Number two, no longer be able to actually legally to do what it says it's supposed to do, lowering price any further. There's no room left for lowering. The suppliers are dead. The distribution channels are fully stuffed. They're on the verge of getting jailed for faking sales numbers through zero mileage secondhand cars. The price war is down. This is going to be the title of my video. Chinese EV price war is over. This is the end of the price war because there's nothing left for people to do in the price terms. They can't lower it any further. Any further lowering is absolute game over for everybody. And the government of China would not let this happen. Therefore, this won't happen. Okay? Mark my word. This will prove to be very prophetic, as always. Just like my prediction of $100 NIO will happen one day, just not tomorrow, okay? One final panning shot to show I'm not in front of a green screen making cheap videos. I'm making very expensive video for you guys. This 15 minutes video took me a couple of days, literally speaking. All right, please like and subscribe. Don't leave me alone. Grow this channel with me together. The more people watch my videos, the higher the share price will go. Trust me, this is how it works in 2025. You need reputational repair. I'm doing everything I can to restore the investors' confidence in NIO. Thank you very much for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.